Hi everyone, it's Helen here and thank you again for joining me for today's video. This is a continuation of the album that we are currently making. Actually, it's this one here, but today we are going to be making this triple pocket album. This is part of my new release from my vintage market collection, and here it is. It's a triple pocket. It's absolutely stunning, and again I've used the 12 by 12 papers for this as well. And I'll also be using a die set that was made to go with this. These lovely tags as well. These are going to be fantastic throughout all of your mini album and scrapbook making. And it also comes with the photo mats as well, so you can slot your photographs in here. So loads of options, and these basically just slot inside this lovely triple pocket. Now if you have any of my other sized albums, this will fit in the medium and the small if you're clever with your trimming. So for the small album, this pocket here at the bottom, if you can see this one, I've basically just trimmed the top section off, and I've used it as a little pocket at the bottom, so this will fit in my smaller albums. Right, so let's jump to it. So here's the album that we are working on at the moment. I will leave, I think this is part 3, so I'll leave the other 2 parts down below in the description box, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more episodes from this, because this is going to be a continuation and I've got loads to play with this. So in the last video we made this lovely reverse waterfall, so let's turn the page over, and I think on this page we are going to be popping our triple album, so triple pocket. Well, actually, I don't know. I've already cut out my mats, so I think this one will look better on this page. It's absolutely fine if you want to skip around your album. I think this will look better here. Perfect. Right. So here are the die sets. This is the large triple album pocket die set. You get everything here, including the stitch detail, the tabs, the slots. They are ornate shaped as well, so they will go with the rest of my album collections, and also the mat here that will go in there, so that's going to be perfect for your patterned paper. And also these tags as well. Look at the metal on those. You get 13 dies, and you also get the eyelets and the eyelet covers too, so that you can make these into proper tags, or if you want to, just go ahead and use your crocodile and some brads. So you've got all of those options. So we're going to be playing with the triple pocket first, and then moving over to the tags. Right, that's enough waffling on. Let's get making. So I'm not too sure why I popped that in there. I did prep these a few days ago, and now my mind has gone blank. We'll set that aside and see if that comes back to me, to see what I need to use that for. Right, so I've got my I've got my choices made already for my mats. Let's move this aside. Oh, I know what that was for. It's for the tag here. So I've got my tags here ready to go in. So we'll be playing with those soon. Right, so here is my triple pocket. I've die cut it from the rest. Well, basically it matches the pages that I've already die cut from. The paper pack, just in case you're curious and just joining in, is the Blissful Yellow. So those are my pages. And I'm also doing all of my other accents with this colour as well. So basically just fold this over at the score lines, and then go back in with a bone folder just to really make those nice and crisp. And if you've used thicker paper or cardstock, just go in with a little scoreboard. These are straight lines, so that you can reinforce that, because sometimes the thicker cardstock can be difficult to score into when you're using the dies. Right, so you should have something that now looks like this. So whilst this is flat, I'm going to stick on my mats here. So I've got this beautiful floral paper from the 12 by 12 pad. I'll quickly show you that this is extra special. It's got loads of die cut ephemera in there too. So for a close look on that one, there is a launch video where I go through every single product that is included in this new collection. Okay, so I want to page mat the page first before I pop this down. This is one of my offcuts, so it's not going to be the full length here of there, so it's slightly short by about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/8. So I'm just going to pop this on here. I'm going to trim this down and cover that up there just like that. As long as I get the borders even around the top, it will all look good. Okay, so this is now going to pop on top of here. This is pretty much the size of the large album page width, so it does fit on there quite perfectly. Okay, so I'm just lining this with the outline of the page. If you find it easier to take this page out of the album to decorate it, then you can do that too. And then once everything is more or less where you want it in the right place, you can then go in with your bone folder just to press everything down. I know this is lifting just here, so let's get that pressed down. Okay, and I forgot to mention, as in the previous video, this needs a larger format machine, but as most of the dies in this collection will need a large format, it's kind of consistent. So it does say on the back here whether you need a large format machine or not, and it also should say on the website as well. Right, so let's get on with our tags. So I've got here a couple already pre-made. I just need to stick them together. So all of these tags come as like a 3-part set. So let's quickly go through the function of this. So we have here the outline die. This will make the main bit of the tag. Then we have the mat here, so you can use that from patterned paper. So it's these 2 layers so far. And then we have the last die, which will do this. This will be the photo holder. There we go, and it's got the slots there for a 4x6 photograph or any 4x6 sized picture or mat or anything else, piece of artwork. It's going to hold that in there, and then you would glue those together. And you do need to be aware that when you add this last one, add your glue just this bit here, so that you have these free for you to tuck your photos in, because if you glue the whole lot down, it's going to be very difficult to get your photo tucked in. So those two are going to be glued together, and again, these are all sets of 3. I've got one for the smaller one as well. This will take a much smaller photograph, so round about a 2 by 2.5. And then we are going to do this one together. So I haven't done any die cutting for that one. Right, so I'm going to run this one through and this one through. The middle one I'm going to run through with some patterned paper. Okay, so I'm just adding this last mat here. I'm just popping, as I said earlier, just a bit of glue just in the center, and then pop that on there, and that leaves these areas here free for you to pop your photo into. And I will create some photo mats to pop into those. So let's do the other lot. Okay, let's move on to the eyelets now, and then adding some twine to the holes. So in the die set you do get these. Let me put them in the right order. So we have this eyelet there, and then the hole for that eyelet would be this one. So you'd run this through the machine just like so. It will probably need to go through a few times. It's the easiest way to make sure that your hole is in the same place for all of the layers. Just run it through once, take out your layers, run it through again, and that should do the bottom. So those two go together, and then we have the flower one here with this tiny little hole just there. But today I'm going to show you how to do it with eyelets and the crocodile, because I know a lot of you would have or should have or might have the crocodile. I've had this since 2006 I believe, so it's getting on a bit, but it's a very good tool. I recommend you get one of these. So I also have the We Are Memory Keepers eyelets. These are the does it say? It gives you some measurements here, but these are basically standard 3/16 of an inch to use with the crocodile. So let's go with these bronze coloured ones here. Let's do 3. Right, so I'm going to be using the 3/16 of an inch here. It does tell me on the side, so let's do that. And I'm trying to keep my hole out of the way of where the mats slot through for the photos. And do keep your fingers clear as well when you're doing this, because I've accidentally chomped myself, and yes, it does hurt. So keep your fingers free. Right, the next one here, I'm going to pop this on the actual photo, the paper, the patterned paper. There we go. I almost got my fingers there. I just almost felt that. Right, so settings for the eyelet setter here. You can use those boingy things. They're really noisy if you have them, or if you've had them, you'll know exactly what I mean. But this actually sets it for you as well. We have a base and the top bit here. I'm going to give you my numbers, because there is a setting for this. It's A at the top, and it is number 1 at the bottom. Okay, so pop your eyelet into the hole. There we go, that fits in perfectly. And then the top section here has that little, I'm not going to call it a spike, but it has a notch that goes into the top of the eyelet. I'm hoping you'll be able to see that there. Okay, keep it flat as possible and level with the crocodile, and then press that closed, and that should set your eyelet in place. Now repeat that for the other two, and then we can add some twine or ribbon. Ribbon would look great as well. Okay, so I've got my photo mats here. They are slightly non-standard because we had to try and get all of this onto the die cutting plate for manufacture, so they are slightly different, but here are the sizes. So this would be a 6x4, but it's just shrank down by 1/8 of an inch on both sides, so 5 7/8 by 3 7/8, and I'll write these in the description box down below. So that is for the larger tag. Here we go, that will slot in there just nicely. This one here is 4.5 by 3. You could probably add another 1/8 of an inch to the length at the bottom there, so maybe 4 5/8 might work. So that one will fit in there, and also a 2.5 by 2. So I'll put those measurements in the description. But I want to stamp on these, so I'm going to turn these over now and use my new stamp set, the place photo here. This is now available as a separate stamp set without the die set that comes with it, and I'm going to just turn these over and pop these in there. If you're giving this away as a gift, make sure you give them the measurements here so that they know that they have to trim it down to that size. And I'm just going to pop a place photo here. Got my little stamping mat here as well. I could possibly do the larger place photo here on the bigger one, which is probably what I'm going to do. And I think there's also space for the camera as well. Yeah, I might just put the camera there too. There we go, there is our camera. So now we can pop those inside our little tags. And you'll see why we have this extra space here with just the glue in the center as I pop these in, because it's really useful to be able to get these popped up so that you can put those corners into the slots. Okay, there is our first mat, and let's do the rest. Okay, so here are our little tags with our photo mats in place. Let's pop those inside the pockets. And you can really stuff these. I'll show you some more samples in a moment. So you can pop this down. Make sure this is kind of like as flat as possible. So you might have to curve it downwards so that it's not curving upwards to get that in the pocket there. Just help it down. There we go. There is our first one. And again, you can use these twine pieces here to help pull those out. And then pop the second one in. There we go. And then here is your next one. So again, there is room in here for quite a few tags. And if you just have like tickets or ephemera, again, you can poke those in as well. That will look really cool, especially if you're making this as a travel album. Yeah, can you imagine this as travel paper? That would look absolutely amazing. I think that might have to be on my to-do list. I've got to make this now from travel paper. Right, to find the travel paper, I shall have to get looking. Right, so I also have Vicky's album from the design team. She's also done an album for us. I absolutely love this. So much fun. And let's just get to the page. Here we go. She's absolutely stuffed hers with it. And she's added loads of ephemera as well. These just pop out from the paper pack. And she's popped in loads of tags here. And she's used those die cut eyelets that come as part of the die set. So she's got 2 of those. She's got 2 of these, and again she's done this lovely detail on the top here. As you can see, she's done it very differently to using the mats here. So she's just used the first section here, the actual mat, and not the tag behind, and then just added her patterned paper along the top there. So 2 of those, and she's done 3 of these. These are so beautiful and dinky and cute. Look at these. And again, she's just added some patterned paper at the top and the little circle eyelets as well. So we'll pop those back in there. Okay, so that is the triple pocket and the large tag die set. This one is a lot of fun. Don't just keep it for your mini albums and scrapbooks. Use this in card making as well. Gift bag fronts. It's going to be absolutely perfect for a gift bag front too. So that is today's tutorial. Everything that is listed, everything that I've used is listed down below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this one, and don't forget to subscribe because there's plenty more tutorials on this album that we are making. I'm about to film my next video, which will be embossing folders and adding some finishing touches to our pages here, because I know that we can definitely use some of the ephemera from the paper pack. And then I shall also have a really good think about how I'm going to decorate the front of this album as well, because it needs a front as well. Okay, so thank you very much for watching me today, and I'll see you again next time.